Among the end-time events mentioned by the Bible's authors is the apocalyptic tribulation. When Robert Breaker speaks of the Great Tribulation, many people want to know when it will occur and what effect it will have on those who have trusted in God. While some people think the Great Tribulation will occur before the rapture, others think it will occur after. However, this Great Tribulation is an event that must eventually come to pass.
After the rapture of the church, that starts what the Bible calls the tribulation period. And during the tribulation period, there is a completely different gospel.
Paul once wrote to the Thessalonian church, 1 Thessalonians 1, 6-10, "And ye became followers of us and of the Lord, having received the word in much affliction, with joy of the Holy Ghost, so that you were ensamples to all that believe in Macedonia and Achaia. For from you sounded out the word of the Lord, not only in Macedonia and Achaia, but also in every place your faith to Godward is spread about, so that we need not to speak anything. For they themselves show of us what manner of entering in we had unto you, and how ye turned to God from idols, to serve the living and true God, and to wait for his Son from heaven, whom he raised from the dead, even Jesus, which delivered us from the wrath to come." Paul refers to the Great Tribulation as the wrath to come in this passage. But is the tribulation truly a show of God's wrath? The Bible often warns of terrible times ahead, days of God's wrath, when Satan will control the world. According to Daniel 12:1, there shall be a great time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that time. Here's what Jesus said in Matthew 24. Matthew 24, 21-22. "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not seen since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." However, the vision that John saw gives more details on the tribulation. Apostle John said, "The great day of his wrath has come, and who is able to stand?" In his vision, Revelation 6:17. What made him say these words? In his visions, he witnessed the arrival of the 4 horsemen of Revelation, who stood in for the impending judgment of the time of tribulation. Revelation 6, 1-2. "And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were the noise of thunder, one of the 4 beasts saying, Come and see. And I saw, and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering, and to conquer." Victory is symbolized by a white horse in biblical iconography. However, all of the saints will accompany Jesus when he returns on a white horse. However, the Antichrist is depicted as a white horse in Revelation 6. He is imitating Christ's second coming. This Antichrist, whom the Bible also refers to as the beast, will emerge as a global authority. Revelation 6:4. "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword." There will be conflict, because the Antichrist will be filled with iniquity and hatred. Blood has the color red, and the streets will be painted with it. The Prince of Peace will step aside, and the streets will be full of corpses, because the world does not want him.
"Determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city to finish the transgressions, and to make an end of sins, and to make reconciliation for iniquity, and to bring in everlasting righteousness, and to seal up the vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy."
This particular verse of Daniel 9:27 is the foundation for the idea of a 7-year tribulation. It describes a commitment made for 1 week by someone who will stop offering sacrifices. In the middle of the week, an action that, in the end, will mark the beginning of the crisis. Logic dictates that a week is equivalent to 7 years, since, in prophecy, a day represents a year. Daniel 9:24-27. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city to finish the transgression, and to make an end of sins, and to make a reconciliation for iniquity, and to bring in everlasting righteousness, and to seal up the vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the Prince, shall be 7 weeks, and 62 weeks, the street shall be built again, and the wall, even in troublous times. And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself, And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with a flood. And unto the end of the war desolations are determined. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. And in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease. And for the overspreading of abominations he shall make it desolate, even unto the consummation, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. The overwhelming body of evidence points to Christ as the subject of this verse. The Messiah was cut off on a Wednesday in the middle of a literal week, and also in the middle of a week, or after 3.5 years of his earthly mission. Some people think this poem alludes to the Antichrist. Even if this is a prophecy of the Antichrist, the crisis starts in the middle, that is, after 3.5 years, giving the above-mentioned close of the age events a further 3.5 years to come to pass. Thus, the time frame would coincide with the end-of-time occurrences that were foretold in the aforementioned texts. Daniel stated, "In the first year of Darius, the son of Ahasuerus," referring to the first prophecy. Daniel knew from the writings how many years the Lord, via the prophet Jeremiah, had declared he would accomplish in the devastation of Jerusalem, a period of 70 years. Daniel 9, 1-2. "In the first year of Darius, son of Ahasuerus, of the seed of the Medes, which was made king over the realm of the Chaldeans. In the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood by books the number of the years, whereof the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah the prophet, that he would accomplish 70 years in the desolations of Jerusalem." The references Daniel makes to the books are allusions to the predictions that God provided through Jeremiah. Daniel was referring to a specific prophecy that had been made in Jerusalem right before the Babylonian conquest and had been reaffirmed in a letter sent from Jerusalem to the Babylonian captives. Jeremiah 25, 1-11, and 29, 1-10. According to his prophecy in Jeremiah 25:11, the Jews would serve the king of Babylon 70 years, and the land shall be a desolation. God promised them that after their 70 years in Babylon, they would be able to return to this place, Jerusalem. Jeremiah 29:10. This prophecy had 2 parts. Jeremiah 25:11, the desolation of the land and serving the Babylonian monarch. Every element appears to have been completed during somewhat distinct but overlapping 70-year periods. The second section spans the 70 years of the land's desolation between the Babylonians' destruction of the temple, which was a true devastation for Jerusalem, and the temple's restoration. The Jewish people were held captive for 70 years, starting with their initial exile to Babylon, before the temple's destruction and ending with a Cyrus decree that permitted them to return to Jerusalem. The event that will signal the arrival of the Lord at the end of this age is this great affliction. It is going to be a tribulation like none that has happened since the beginning of God's creation until that point, and will never happen again. What do you think is the fate of the Christians in this time of tribulation? Leave your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Till next time, thanks for watching.